planty people, I'm Sam from Sam's Nation, and today I'm going to be repotting my Alocasia Dragon Scale, or just simply Alocasia Dragon Scale. I recently got this plant from my local grocery store, and I really like the self-watering setup because I've been in the process of transitioning all of my Alocasias to semi-hydroponic setup, and some of them are just growing fully in water at this point, to be honest. So first step is to get her out of the box. And she's free! So the set that's currently in is the cash pot, nursery pot with the string, and the water reservoir at the bottom. So I could leave this plant in its current soil mix, but to be honest, it looks a little gross. Or I could transition it to some of my semi-hydroponic substrates, including leca, lightweight expanded clay aggregate, or pond. I don't currently have any pond, so I'm going to be putting it in leca. I've also been transitioning my alocasias to this medium because it's less work for me overall. I don't have to water them as frequently or deal with as much upkeep. And the biggest reason, if I'm being honest, is fungus gnats. I hate fungus gnats with a passion, and as we are going into spring and the weather's warming up, I've had a massive resurgence of fungus gnats. So I've been using all of the methods to eliminate them. But by transitioning away from substrates that are very inviting to fungus gnats, such as this, and using substrates that they can't live in and lay eggs in, such as water and clay balls, I make it very uninviting and make it so that they cannot live in my plant room. Anyway, now to get her out of her home. To be honest, this is pretty gross looking. I'm hoping it's just a black rope, but usually they're white, so that's a little gross. It's probably just black, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and shimmy her out of here and dry my hand. Ew. My favorite thing about repotting alocasias is that you get to look for corms. Corms basically serve as rhizomes and bulbs for plants. So they're bulbs in that you can separate them and grow new plants, but they're also the rhizomes as they store water and nutrients for the mother plant while connected. If you find corms, you can leave it in with the mother plant and it will most likely eventually start its own sprout and become its own plant and sever the connection with the mother, or you can separate it and have a baby plant. So I'm gonna take her out. There. So because I'm looking for corms and transitioning her to leca, I'm totally going to get all up in these roots. With repotting plants, there's two main trains of thought. The first, disturb the root ball as minimally as possible so that there's minimal trauma to the plant. Second, disturb the root ball as much as possible. You want to break it up to make it more likely for the roots to grow out and reach out. Gosh. So I'm just, soil's just falling off. Let's make sure I don't have any corms that I already missed. Nope, we are good. That's just perlite, and I'm getting soil on the table. Oh, what do you do when your nose is itchy and your hands are soily? Just, oh, itchy. So breaking her neck. So I'm definitely guilty of the planty sin of repotting my plants as soon as I get home. Sometimes it's legitimately as I walk through the door, sometimes it's a few days later, like with this plant. People who are in the camp of wait to repot typically say that you should wait to repot so that you don't cause additional stress for the plant. While that is true, unless I'm buying my plants from a nursery that I'm very comfortable with and they have the plant in potting mixes that I like, that are nice and chunky, breathable, I like to get a look at the roots to make sure there's no root rot issues and to get rid of pests. I'm not sure if it will have popped up on camera, but there have been so many fungus gnats flying around because of this soil. So I am all about getting it out of that. And obviously too, with transitioning it to a semi-hydro setup, you gotta transition it out. Another reason that I like to break it up as soon as I get home is to make sure that there's no root plugs or root mesh. Root plugs and root mesh are tools that nurseries will use, especially the ones that mass-produce plants, to help initially grow their plants. It helps to provide protection to the roots initially and keep it in a small pocket that's easier to transfer to pots while still allowing for large, luscious leaves. However, these tools can eventually cause issues for the plants. Root plugs can keep things too moist and constrict root growth, and root mesh can also constrict root growth. This one definitely has some sort of root plug and is very dense at its base, so I'm just breaking that off. Very dense and very moist. However, it did not really restrict root growth that much, so that's good. So I can say almost certainly I'm going to be losing some leaves after this. Whenever I repot my alocasias, I lose leaves, which is sad, but they do not like to be disturbed and they are very dramatic plants. However, we still love them. How did I not have an, oh wait, never mind, there's a corm. Okay, do you see that little guy? Yeah, that's a corm. It's attached, like very physically attached to the mother plant though, kind of similar to how that guy is, so I don't think I'll be removing him. Okay, yeah, now that I'm here, I can see the other plants. Cool. The other corm. So that's another corm. And then this is a corm that has sprouted this. There's part of me that really wants to break that off, but I don't know about that. I don't know if I can do that without damaging it, because it's really on there. Oh, never mind. I got it. Okay, I'm totally... Okay, loosening it. There we go. So this corm is still attached to the mother plant and is very much acting as a rhizome, holding water and nutrients for the mother. Now this corm was in the same boat. However, as it matured, it grew its own root system and sprouted. That leaf is so cute. Look at that. Aww. And then it eventually separated itself from the mother plant. So I'm gonna put that over here and break that up. So all in all, I'm really impressed by this root system. It looks quite healthy. Ooh, this corm's doing its own roots too. I kind of want to separate it. I don't want to be the problem. I'll leave it for now. I'll leave it for now. Okay, I'm gonna go rinse these roots off and then convert it. Wow, she's a stunner. Those leaves. Love her. So I've gotten the roots pretty much as cleaned off as I'm gonna get them. And I also washed off the pot that she was in. Now I said I was gonna leave the corms, but one of them seems a little loose, so I think I'm just gonna take it off. It's like a tooth. Just might as well. Rip it off. There we go. And it's got some no root. So cute. Perfect. And then, do I want to take this one too? No, that one's pretty firm. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. Leave it be. Alrighty, so I have a mess over here. I'm gonna put this over here for now. So here's my leca lightly expanded clay aggregate. I've prepared it previously, did the whole cleaning, soaking, rinsing process, and this is what I have left over from that last bit. So I am going to, that's as high as it'll go. So here's what we have right now. That I'm gonna put a little bit of leca in the bottom. So I put just a little bit of leca in the bottom, and then I'm gonna put her in and fill the rest of the way. So the way this setup is supposed to work is the water in the reservoir wicks up through this wick and helps keep everything moist. Now, the leca balls retain moisture well and will help to keep things moist, but not quite like growing in water moist. So I want to make sure to fill it up to about the top of where the roots stop. So she's a little unstable now, so I have to be careful with her, but as her roots develop and lock into the leca, she'll get more stable. So I dumped out the gross water that was in here, and I have my pre-mixed water and fertilizer. I'm gonna pour that very carefully into this tiny entrance. And probably spill it everywhere. Oh, no, I'm not. Let's go. Nope, just kidding. Yeah. And spill it everywhere, like I said. So now that I've thoroughly made a mess of things, I'm gonna reassemble this. So the wick goes into there, and there we have it. So about every 1 to 2 weeks, I'm gonna take the nursery pot out and then water over the top to flush the Aloca out. But other than that, she's just gonna hang out in this setup. So we'll see how she grows. Hopefully she likes her new home. Thank you for watching my video on my Alocasia Dragon Scale repot and conversion to semi-hydroponic growing. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below so we can all learn and grow together. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day!